Here's your wrestling news for February 16th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: is the Fiend's Raw return getting closer? Riddle gains momentum on Raw, but where was Keith Lee? What's in store for Sheamus at Elimination Chamber? Matt Riddle nearly broke Bobby Lashley's ribs with a single kick. Why Nia Jax walked off Raw Talk. Lacey Evans revealed she's pregnant during WWE Raw. What's next for Evans? WWE further restricting talent's social media posts, issuing violations for naming third parties. WWE corporate jet reportedly spotted en route to Abu Dhabi. A major twist in the story of Sammy Guevara and Impact Wrestling. WWE legend Rikishi to train rap star for his wrestling debut. New production details about 2021 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, and more. We're starting today with Raw, and The Miz started the show by forfeiting his spot in this Sunday's WWE title Elimination Chamber match, as Mr. Money in the Bank already has a world title match guaranteed. Miz vouched for his partner John Morrison to get the spot, though Kofi Kingston objected, saying that Morrison isn't a former WWE champion, and after bickering about the validity of the ECW title as a world champion, Adam Pearce shut both parties up. Booking a match between The Miz and Kofi, the stipulation meant that if Miz won, Morrison would enter the chamber, and if Kofi won, he'd be going in. Kingston won the match, which also earned him a spot in that night's Gauntlet match, but fans didn't see a repeat performance of his amazing Gauntlet match from 2019. Instead, Kingston was the first man eliminated in the match by AJ Styles, indicating that KofiMania 2 won't happen in 2021. Like Seth Rollins in 2018, Kofi's 2019 Gauntlet match performance helped him get over with countless fans, though he's probably the least likely to be WWE champion after this Sunday. We find it a bit surprising that WWE decided not to add Braun Strowman to the Elimination Chamber match, even if he is a former Universal Champion and not WWE Champion. Whatever the reason is, WWE made it clear that Kofi won't be getting a singles push in 2021, at least not yet, and for now, the only New Day star with a push is SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion, Big E. Speaking of former WWE champions, Bray Wyatt hasn't been seen since he was burned alive at WWE TLC, leaving Alexa Bliss to do the heavy lifting on the Fiend's behalf. On Raw, Bliss appeared during the main event, where she had a segment resembling a horror movie, promising the Fiend would be reborn, and cost Randy Orton in the Gauntlet match, getting the Viper counted out. With the Orton-Edge feud seemingly over, the path is clear for the Fiend versus Orton at WrestleMania, and we wouldn't be surprised if the three-time world champion returned at this Sunday's event. Post-Elimination Chamber would be the perfect time to reignite this rivalry, and after 2 months of Bliss saying the Fiend will return stronger than ever. Do you think the Fiend will return this Sunday, and will it live up to the hype? Or are we due another underwhelming Orton-Wyatt match at WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments. This week's Raw saw Riddle gain momentum, once again getting the better of the Hurt Business, this time in six-man tag action alongside the Lucha House Party. Though he did well in the ring, his pre-match backstage promo didn't give him a good look, especially as a babyface. Keith Lee was briefly mentioned on Raw, and his status in this Sunday's Triple Threat US title match seems to be in question. We feel that Keith Lee is a legitimate favorite to win the United States title match, and if he shows up, then the likeliness of Bobby Lashley getting dethroned without ever getting pinned or submitted will be high. Now seems as good a time as ever for a title change, despite Lashley's ongoing momentum. And if a title change doesn't happen, Lashley could always dominate Raw until an even bigger match at WrestleMania. In last night's Gauntlet match, Drew McIntyre lasted the longest, running through AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Randy Orton before falling to the final entrant, Sheamus. The latest saga in their feud, Sheamus attacked him from behind before hitting him with a brogue kick and pinning the champion, meaning he'll enter the chamber last. As pointed out on commentary, it's been over 5 years since Sheamus' last WWE title reign, and this is the best we've seen him in years, even better than his last WWE Championship reign. Will Sheamus topple McIntyre this Sunday like he did on Raw? We doubt it, but it should spin off into a very interesting match. With the United States and Raw Tag Team titles in their possession, the Hurt Business is clearly doing well for themselves, but there's always room for expansion. That's according to Bobby Lashley, who spoke to TV Insider recently, and when asked if he sees any similarities between himself and Keith Lee, the Almighty made an interesting offer to the Limitless One. He said, "I think he's the kind of person who might need a little Hurt Business in his life to take him to that next level. He's ready to break out, as are others." Though Lee was impressive in NXT and made a splash with his Raw debut, he's become the latest victim of start-stop pushes and has fallen dramatically since his WWE Championship match at the start of the year. In that same interview, Lashley made it clear that there's no plans to split up the Hurt Business, and time will tell whether the quartet becomes a group of 5 in 2021. We've got a disturbing update regarding Tom Cole, the former WWF ring boy who took his own life last week. Cole is best remembered for a lawsuit decades ago where it was claimed that several people within WWE forced themselves on underage boys, and that Vince McMahon was aware of this. Now, Tom's brother Lee Cole has promised to get justice for his brother, and according to Dave Meltzer, the WWE have tried to silence Lee in the past. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer revealed a discussion he had with Lee where he said WWE paid him $20,000 to keep quiet. They gave him money because he was living in Utica, and they wanted him to move out of Utica because the media knew where he was and they wanted him to disappear. It's worth remembering that this claim by Lee is unverified, though that's not all that Meltzer had to say on the matter. Following Pat Patterson's death last year, Tom's mental health was deeply damaged by how WWE paid tribute to him, as Patterson was one of the men accused of inappropriate conduct in the lawsuit. Patterson, Terry Garvin, and Mel Phillips all resigned from WWE due to the lawsuit, though Patterson was rehired not long after and was honored in WWE until and after his death. Our thoughts continue to be with Tom Cole's family at this time, as he was clearly hurting for decades, and the WWF Ring Boy scandal remains one of the darkest parts of wrestling history. WWE US Champion Bobby Lashley has been on a roll as of late, and like his current opponent Riddle, is no stranger to the world of MMA. In an interview with TV Insider, the Almighty spoke about his past in MMA and said it's part of the reason why he enjoys his matches with the original Bro. He added, "All the gloves are off when he walks in. He almost broke my ribs kicking me in the side once. It's fun out there. I love combat." We're not sure if we would call getting your ribs nearly broken as fun, but if Riddle can land a few more of those the next time they meet, the King of Bros could soon be called the new US Champion. From one champion to another, as Women's Tag Team Champion Nia Jax isn't too happy about all the attention her hole is getting, and this led to a tense moment on Raw Talk. When Truth offered Jax a donut cushion to sit on, neither she nor Shayna Baszler were amused, and this prompted Charlie Caruso to make a holy moly joke while calling Jax rude. The pair called Caruso's journalistic integrity into question before walking off the show, and although this joke was funny last week, WWE have wasted no time running it into the ground. Back on Raw, Lacey Evans was very hesitant about getting into the ring, and for good reason. After the tag match pitting herself and Peyton Royce against Charlotte Flair and Asuka, the sassy Southern Belle revealed she's pregnant, much to the delight of Ric Flair. Charlotte herself was shocked by this news, and now it's unclear what will happen to Evans' Raw Women's title match against the champion Asuka this Sunday. It's also been confirmed that this isn't just a storyline and that Lacey is legitimately pregnant with her and husband Alfonso's second child. Fans won't miss Evans for long, as Ringside News reports that WWE's plan is to keep her on TV for a couple of months, obviously not wrestling. Plans could change, especially with a pregnancy involved, and whilst she'll still be on TV, the source said, "I don't think they have anything in mind." At this time, WWE hasn't rebooked her title match this Sunday against Asuka, and whilst there's a lot of questions to be answered, we're sending our congratulations to Lacey and Alfonso on this joyous news. Now, in September of 2020, WWE came under fire for its rule against third-party deals, and despite negative feedback from both the superstars and fans, the rule was put into place in October. WWE even released Zelina Vega over the rule, and now the company is taking things even further. Wrestling Inc. reports that WWE is now issuing punishments for talent using social media and mentioning any third-party business, person, brand, or charity. These punishments will include an official warning by the company, a fine, and even a suspension. Sources who spoke to Wrestling Inc. mentioned that some superstars have complained to WWE about the new restrictions, only to be given the ominous warning that the quote, flexibility WWE allows its talent online could be retracted. WWE's argument is that their talent contracts grant them exclusive use of their likeness, so don't expect your favorite superstars to post about anything other than the company. A recent study showed how beneficial third-party deals can be, with superstars like Lana and Mandy Rose earning $500,000 from sponsored posts in 2020, money that the roster will now have to go without. NXT Next in last Sunday's TakeOver event saw Adam Cole attack Kyle O'Reilly, seemingly turning on the Undisputed Era, and though it was shocking for the fans, one person who wasn't surprised was Pat McAfee. When an official NXT tweet asked why Cole did what he did, McAfee was quick to fire back, saying that Cole is a scumbag, and says this proves he was right about the former NXT champion all along. In a separate tweet, the former NFL punter said he's accepting apologies from the fans, and again stated that he was right all along. McAfee hasn't been seen since NXT TakeOver War Games, though Triple H recently made it clear that Pat will be back in WWE, and we're sure he'll be pretty smug whenever he does return to TV. For the past year, WWE hasn't had much reason to travel as the ongoing global situation has kept the company in Florida. Now though, it seems things are changing as WWE is on the move again and their corporate jet has been spotted in Dublin, Ireland. According to Paul Burns, the photographer, Dublin wasn't the jet's destination, and it was just a stop en route to Abu Dhabi. Odds are that there was some important people on that jet, and that the business being discussed was too important for a Zoom call. The company hasn't been over to the Middle East since Super Showdown 2020, just before international travel was restricted, and now it looks like WWE is finally ready to travel overseas again. Over to AEW, and after Sammy Guevara quit the Inner Circle on Dynamite, he didn't make it to the Impact Wrestling tapings as planned, and now we have more details on what happened. We previously reported that Guevara was brought to Impact to film a segment for the show, but after highly criticizing the plans and pitching his own ideas, he was sent home and told to stay away from Impact. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer explained that claims of AEW having heat with Guevara have been exaggerated, and that whatever the plan for the Spanish God wasn't good enough. Meltzer explained that the plans were something Guevara should have turned down, and these plans were later used by Black Taurus. He also refuted claims that Guevara's actions have caused issues between AEW and Impact, but while AEW may not be mad at Guevara or mad at Impact, Impact are very much annoyed at the former Inner Circle member. We'll have to see if Guevara ever ends up on Impact, but after this week's actions, it looks highly unlikely at this time. Back to WWE, and this week's Raw saw rapper Bad Bunny become 24/7 champion, but he's not the only rapper with an interest in the ring. Recently, rapper Bow Wow said he'd be looking to enter WWE and is taking things very seriously. On Twitter, Bow Wow said he's training with Rikishi in the Hall of Famer's gym in California, as it may only be a matter of time before another rapper enters the ring. And we're ending today with the WWE Hall of Fame, which will be very different this year. Thanks to the ongoing situation, last year's class was never inducted, but that will change in 2021. According to Davey Boy Smith Jr., the son of the British Bulldog, the plan now is for the Hall of Fame ceremony to happen in a Thunderdome setting, with a virtual crowd. And after a year since they were inducted, it's time for names like the Bulldog, the Bellas, Jushin Liger, Batista, JBL, and the NWO to take their rightful spots in the Hall of Fame. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.